So in last video up to 50 questions we discussed. Now we are going to continue from 51 onwards. Statement type questions again. A salt formed by a partly strong acid mixes with a weak base is called acidic salt. A salt formed by a partly strong acid means strong acid is mixing with what? Weak base. The resultant salt is what? Acidic salt. Why? Because here strong acid is treating with weak base. Strong acid is treating with weak base. That means what? The acidic character is not completely neutralizing with the base. So therefore, the resultant salt is what? Acidic salt. The resultant salt is what? Acidic salt. So the resultant salt is acidic. This statement 1 is correct. Now we come to the second statement. NaCl and KCl are normal salts. Yes, they are normal salt. There is neither acidic nor basic. They are completely neutral salts. Therefore, they are normal salts. Here also option A is correct. Both statements are correct. Now we go to the next question. Statement 1. NaOH is a strong alkali. NaOH is a strong alkali. NaOH is strong alkali. Yes, NaOH is strong alkali. Statement 2. NaOH completely dissociates in an aqueous solution into produce a high concentration of hydroxide ions. Yes. Here first statement, NaOH is a strong alkali is given. Why it is strong alkali? Because when we are going to dissolve in water, it is completely undergoes in ionization process and produce hydroxide ions. So therefore it is considered as strong alkali. So both the statements are correct. Therefore option A is correct. Option A is correct. Now next, some resources are given below. Identify how many are the sources of water. Trees, fog, seas, cells, and rubber, lakes, ocean, rivers, coal, springs are given. From this, we need to find some resources, water sources. We need to find out water sources, common water sources from this. Okay. Seas, water sources, and lakes, water sources, oceans, water sources, rivers also water sources, coal, springs also. So seas, lakes, oceans, rivers, springs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many water sources are here? 5. And one more is also there, but it is not common. Nowadays in water scarcity, the countries those are suffering with water scarcity, they are using the mesh nets, huge mesh nets to trap the microscopic water droplets, whatever present in the water. They collect that water droplets from the fog and they will use that water for the drinking purpose in other ways. This is using the technology there to collect the water from the fog, from the air. So, but common water sources are seas, lakes, oceans, rivers and springs, especially in the Namibia and South Africa and somewhat other countries. The countries where water scarcity is there they are using a certain techniques to collect the water from the fog by using the huge mesh nets. Okay, when wind blow is through that mesh nets, that microscopic water droplets are get trapped by that mesh nets and collected the water. Okay, but normal common sources of water are these: seas, rivers, oceans, lakes and springs. Okay, now we go to the next question. Identify the number of organic acids within the given list. Identify the number of organic acids within the given list. Oxalic acid. Identify the number of organic acids. Oxalic acid is the organic acid. It occurs in the tomatoes. It is the natural acid, mild acid. and nitric acid is the mineral acid, acetic acid is the organic acid, occurs in vinegar, hydrochloric acid is the mineral acid, formic acid is the organic acid, occurs in the red ants, and sulfuric acid is the mineral acid. So here three organic acids are there: oxalic acid, acetic acid and formic acid. So our answer is 3. Then we go to the next question. Determine the total number of components produced as products when solution of sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid undergo a reaction. Okay, so that means what number of, how many products are produced when hydrochloric acid is treated with, when hydrochloric acid, where is it? Sodium hydroxide is treated with the hydrochloric acid. What number of products are produced when hydrochloric acid is treated with the sodium hydroxide? Now we see the reaction. So hydrochloric acid, when going to treat with the sodium hydroxide, it gives rise to a compounds, neutral compound. Sodium hydroxide is the base, hydrochloric acid is the acid. When acid treat with the base, neutral compound salt and water is produced. That neutral compound salt is NaCl, and one more neutral compound is water. Okay, salt and water. So see how many new compounds are produced when these two are reacted together. 2 new compounds. What are that? Sodium chloride and water. So answer is 2. Determine the total number of components produced as the products when solution of sodium hydroxide is treated with the hydrochloric acid. So 2 components are produced. Okay. Then next question, analytical approach type questions. When the soil is too basic, plants do not grow well in it. To improve its quality, what must be added to the soil? So when the soil is basic or too basic, otherwise too acidic, it will be not suitable for the crop or grow. Okay, they will be not gives the more yield, there will be disturb in the growth of the crop plants, they will be not gives the proper yielding. So that means what, a suitable pH is need to maintain in the soil, then only there will be suitable for the plant growth. So that means what, there is too acidic, we need to add the basic components to bring the pH level in control. That what range of pH of soil is required, for that we are bring by addition of basic components. If the acidic in nature, soil is acidic, we need to add the basic to decrease the pH level, sorry, to increase the pH level. If the soil is basic, we need to add the acidic component to decrease the pH level. So that means what here, if the soil acidic or basic, to bring it a normal, we are adding acidic or basic components. Okay, there here, if the soil is too basic, what kind of component we need to add to the soil to bring the soil in the normal plant growth? So organic matter we need to add. Our option is A. Why? Because organic matter, when it is undergoing in decaying, when organic matter undergoing in decaying, it produces what? Acids. These acids are neutralize the excess of basic components present in the soil. In that way, the pH level of the soil will be brings to normal to grow the plants properly. Okay, so therefore our option is organic matter. Then 5th to 7th question. The correct way of making solution of acid in water is to add water to acid, add acid to water, mix acid and water simultaneously, add water to acid in a shallow container. So here this process is generally called dilution of acids. While dilution of acids, what technique we need to use? There is need to use water to acid, we need to add water to acid or acid to water. In what the way we dilute the acid, that is asking. So while the dilution of acids, what the way you dilute that? by the adding water to acid or adding acid to water. So which one is correct? Adding acid to water is the correct option. Why? Because dilution of acids is exothermic process, highly exothermic in nature. When we are going to mix acid and water, it is highly exothermic process. The dilution process of acids is highly exothermic. Enormous amount of heat energy is liberated in the fraction of seconds. So due to that much amount of energy liberation in the fraction of time, immediately that water will be vaporized, that vapors will be gushes with high speed in the surroundings. Due to that high speed of vapors, there is the acid along with water will be splashed out. So therefore there is chances to the explosion. To avoid that, always we need to add acid to water but not water to the acid. Why? Because acid is highly concentrated one. Acid is the highly concentrated one. When we are going to water to that, there is the within a fraction of seconds there is a reaction is occurs, then the vapor is liberated with high amount of energy. Therefore there is the chances to explosion. If you are going to add acid to water in slow dropwise method on constant stirring, then what happened? There is little amount of water, you are continuously going to the more amount of water, na? Acid you are going to add to the water, na? So therefore the amount of heat energy is liberating, that is in controlled manner. At the same time, while adding the acid to water, we are stirring continuously that mixture with the stirrer. So that heat energy is uniformly distributed throughout that mixture, the diluted acid. So in that way, we need to add acid to water but not water to acid while dilution of acids. So our option is B. Okay. So in this chapter, total 57 questions we discussed. In this 57 questions, all single correct answer type, multi correct answer type, assertion reason type, and statement 1, statement 2 type questions, and at the same time comprehensive passage type questions, analytical approach type questions, matrix matching type questions. In this different category of questions we discussed.